Hey, it's George Whittam reporting for Whittam's World. I've got a quick review of a new microphone from Roswell Audio, the Roswell Ravo, the Ravo voiceover microphone. It was provided to me by Jordan Reynolds, who wanted me to give it a listen. He's a voice actor himself and a producer, and he had a hand in the design of this microphone, which makes it uniquely suited to the voiceover industry. There are only very few microphones out there that have been developed specifically with voiceover in mind, and this is the newest one out there. What makes this microphone unique are a few things. One, it is built in the US. Two, it's a very small boutique microphone manufacturer. And three, it has features that really tailor its sound pickup to be really suitable for voice, which make it really, really great for this thing that we do, voiceover. So let me show it to you without further ado. When you receive your microphone, it comes in this nice SKB case. It is watertight, dust tight, and waterproof. It will float too. So great way to protect a high quality microphone like this. When you open it up, you see this. This is how it's packaged. Nicely cut out foam and everything. It includes a Rycote InVision microphone shock mount. This is a universal mount that works with almost any microphone that can fit within the confines of these adjustable thumb screw mounts. The suspension on it is really cool because it uses no elastic, so there's nothing to ever wear out. But it's a really awesome shock mount, which alone is worth more than some of the microphones folks use for voiceover these days. It has a solid mount bracket as well. And here is the microphone itself. So let's pull it out. There we go. Isn't it a beauty? The Roswell VO mic. It has a pretty open grill. You can actually see the capsule in there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it is visible through the grill. So there's no pop screen. There is a mesh in there to protect it somewhat, but there's no heavy pop screen or foam or anything in there to muddy up the sound. So the sound you get off this mic is very, very clear and clean with no color, very little coloration from any sort of internal pop screen or pop filtering. It does not include a pop filter, but I do highly recommend using one such as the Pop Guard, which slides right over the microphone. These things are great. They're made by Wintech. Slides over the mic. Straps on just like that. Very, very easy to use. So I recommend getting something like the Pop Guard or a pop screen like the one I have here that's on my microphone. This one's made by The Hook Studios, and I'll have a link to that down below. It also straps directly onto the mic. I love that kind of pop screen, so you're not having to mess with bendy goosenecks that don't stay in position. Beautiful. Why a microphone for voiceover? Again, most microphones are tailored to pick up all sound, not just voice. And they're designed to pick up sound over the entire frequency spectrum from low, low, low bass to really high treble. Why is that a problem for voiceover? Well, the problem is that microphones that are really sensitive at high, high frequencies tend to pick up a lot of sibilance, and they can be a little bit overly bright. This microphone I'm speaking into now, for example, this is a MXL 1006. It's about a 15-year-old mic, and it sounds pleasing, but it's a rather bright, edgy microphone. And I've EQ'd it to kind of compensate for that a bit. This microphone is not bright and edgy. It has a smooth top end. It's still very accurate and has a very good flat response very high up. But it's got a little bit of a treble boost, just ever so slightly to taste, to give it a little bit more presence so it doesn't sound too dull. And at the bottom end of the frequency response, it has a roll-off built in. So it actually has built into it a low-end EQ that slopes off down the bottom end to prevent rumble and low-end garbage from getting into the recording. That's also helpful because a lot of us are unfortunately recording voiceover in small spaces like a closet or a whisper room. And any tiny booth has a big problem with bottom end. The bottom end gets way out of control because it builds up and resonates. This microphone's designed EQ curve will help to compensate for that. So the recording you get right into the computer, it's going to be a lot closer to what you want the final product to sound like. Now, I'll set up the microphone so you can hear it on my voice, but really it's more useful to hear it on an actual voiceover actor's voice in a real voiceover studio. So I've gotten a buddy of mine, a client of mine, Chris Fries, to record a sample, which was really nice of him. I brought the microphone into his booth. We hooked it up and recorded a couple samples with the Ravo, as well as his usual Sennheiser 416 mic, side by side, with no EQ, just a tad of compression through his Grace M103 channel strip. So you guys could hear what it sounds like alongside one of the most venerable voiceover mics being used today, and compare the way these two sounds. So I'll let you guys take a listen to that right now.
College football is back and it's bigger than ever on Fox. Pac-12 and Big 12 action is right here every Saturday, all season long. The hottest players, the biggest plays, and the best coverage. College football is back and it's bigger than ever on Fox. Pac-12 and Big 12 action is right here every Saturday, all season long. The hottest players, the biggest plays, and the best coverage. Every Saturday on Fox, college football's home turf. College football is back and it's bigger than ever on Fox. Pac-12 and Big 12 action is right here every Saturday, all season long.
Did you notice how much of a difference it makes just to move the microphone 8 inches, move the mic from 8 inches to 6 inches? Big difference, right? That is a really crucial way that you can adjust the exact amount of low end or bottom end or proximity effect you want to get out of a large diaphragm condenser mic. Just by simply making a small adjustment inward and outward, you have complete control over the response of the microphone. So I'm going to plug the microphone instead of my usual rig, which I'm talking to you through right now, which includes some processing, downward expansion, and things like that, and then plugged into an Onyx 820i console, FireWire into my Mac. I'm going to record this mic through a Focusrite iTrack Solo. Why Focusrite iTrack Solo? Because I think it's a unit that is very, very common. A lot of folks have this or the Scarlett 2i2 or something else in the same kind of price range, and they're going to want to use their microphone directly plugged into it for simplicity's sake. So a microphone that has a high output and high sensitivity that gets plenty of gain through an interface like this is highly advantageous. And the Ravo is definitely one of those microphones that can give you a nice high output without having to have a mic preamp that has tons of gain. So let's take a listen to what that would sound like. Let's go ahead and open up Twisted Wave, my favorite. Let's tell Twisted Wave to record input from iTrack Solo. There we go. That's about right. That's about 6 inches away, slightly to the right of my mouth. Let's read a little bit of my home VO studio troubleshooting guide. Category microphones. Microphone isn't working. Phantom power, P48 button engaged on mic preamp mixer interface should only be turned on where the mic is plugged in. For condenser mics only, not tube, ribbon, or dynamic. Remove cable and insert jack of mixer, preamp, or interface. A gain setting on the mic preamp also could be wrong. Or swap mic cable, swap mic input on mixer, or swap the mic. So there you go. But I think it's a beautiful product, and right now it's being offered on a special. So by the time you see this video, it may be off special. So as soon as this goes online, I definitely recommend you head over to Roswell Microphones. The website's right down here at the bottom of the screen, and go check it out because it's offered on a discount for a limited time to kind of get the pump going, prime the pumps of retail, and get voiceover folks like you interested. But I definitely recommend you give this mic a shot. It really is a beautifully well-made mic, sounds great, and it is a competitive price range that puts it in with some of the other venerable voiceover mics like the 416 and the Neumann TLM103 that it will no doubtedly be compared with. So I probably will have another sample of this mic alongside a TLM103 that I can put into the video, hopefully by the end of today. So if I do, it'll come up right now.
Doc Lardon's Mental Scorecard is a simple way to incorporate his best strategies into your game. It will help you create a system that allows you to organize and evaluate the way you think on the course and give you a game plan to improve. Give it a try. You'll play with more confidence, which leads to better scores. Doc Lardon's mental scorecard is a simple way to incorporate his best strategies into your game. It will help you create a system that allows you to organize and evaluate the way you think on the course and give you a game plan to improve. Give it a try. You'll play with more confidence, which leads to better scores.
Anyway, thanks for watching. This is George Whittam reporting for Whittam's World. If you've got a product you'd like to have reviewed on the show, or you'd like a question answered on the show, send it in to whittamsworld@edgestudio.com, and I'd be happy to just talk about the product, answer questions you have about technology. That's what we do around here. If you have technical support issues that need to be addressed one-on-one, that's vostudiotech.com. That's where all that information is. You can always just call our head office too in New York. They're at 212-868-EDGE or 3343. Thanks again. It's George Whittam again reporting for Whittam's World, and I'll see you guys next week. Take it easy.